Now you will spend hour, a couple hours, or whatever, looking at wheels, narrowing it down to a couple.
No, this will turn into a this is why you almost kind of procrastinate and you look as you go. You know what I mean? Because if I sat there and tried to figure it out, it's going to be days. You know it's going to be days. People may think, just pick out a wheel.
Oh, no,
This wheel would look cool, that wheel would look cool. No. This is a very unique, specific car, and he knows. He has a little bell that goes off in his head when it's right to him and visually. So it takes a while. So now most people may look at this wheel and go, what's the big deal? It looks like every other wire wheel you're looking at, but it's
so
not.
Different than even the one that was next to it.
And I'll probably do a Ford bolt pattern.
A Ford or Ford?
Ford. Yeah, Ford. Yeah, so.
Isn't the bolt pattern dictated by the housing?
No.
Oh, no.
It's your lug pattern. It's,
yeah, but the
5 on 4, 5 on 5 and a half.
But the end of the axle doesn't mount, so on that, I was just thinking. Yeah.
Might want to edit that part out.
But everyone online always thinks I'm so smart.
Yeah. Said I'd like Brock to start showing up next week. You'll meet Brock. Interesting guy. You can tell he's like an electric nerd guy, Sorry, Brock. You can tell he's an electric car guy. Okay.
He works solely on electric vehicles.
Yes, that's all he does. This whole project started with Brett and Tim looking at a Ferrari, electric Ferrari. Brock did all the wiring for the electric Ferrari with the same exact motor setup we're running here. So he knows how to do it. He's already done it.
That is a small world.
So he'll be able to help me wire it, build everything I need for all the wiring, mount everything where it needs to be mounted, tune the car, get the controllers to all talk to each other for each motor, so everything's in time. Yeah, very important. Apparently that was the hardest part of that Ferrari, he said. There's no external clutch. That transmission has an internal clutch, which is really bitchin'. So literally all we need, it's got an internal clutch.
How does that
it's
work?
Really trick. No, but it's an internal hydraulic clutch.
Okay.
So the clutch is just on the inside, which is great because that means all I need is that coupler. That's it. And then
but you're still going to have to have the coupler CNC'd, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I find that all this stuff fits and it's where we want it and it ties together perfectly and everything bolts together perfectly, then we'll, because CNC is expensive. It's going to cost some money to have that piece made. No, we don't want to mess that up.
No.
So we'll test fit that. As long as that works, that's good. We already have the clutch slave cylinder in place under the dash. That's what the brake, the foot pedals that we put in. We have the master cylinder in place. We have the electric motors, or the electric motor and the accumulator for the electric brakes. I'm going to build a mount for it, put it somewhere. So it is coming together. It's
exciting.
I could haul ass, but you'd make a lot of mistakes along the way. And I don't want to make mistakes. It's very tiring. And I don't want to explain myself. I'd rather explain myself why it's taking so long.
Then why you had to go back and fix something.
Yeah, the clearances are so tight. And you're finding, you saw me, I made both battery boxes under the driver's seat and the passenger seat exactly the same.
Yeah.
But for some reason, once the driver one was welded in, and that's what happens when you get heat and stuff, it all moves, and it's what happened. So it was tighter than the passenger side. So I had to make a couple cuts, relieve it, re-weld it, grind it, metal finish it, get everything to sit in there in the place we want. We're trying to leave as much foot room for the foot pedals, the brake, the gas, the clutch.
I wanted to get your response. For the battery boxes, basically, why didn't you just get thicker aluminum and then bore out the tracks? Instead of what you did was get sheets of aluminum and then get the rods of aluminum to tack in.
There was too much playing around. You saw how much playing around we had to do with it. We
Yeah.
had to.
Because you would have had to do test pieces and then, well, that doesn't work, so you throw
I would have
away the
been
entire
going back and
test
forth
piece.
to the CNC guy. We would have had to draw it up in CAD.
Got it.
Would have had
Okay.
to, there would have been way more hours than this. This I was able to actually fit as I went. And once I got one down and I saw how everything was different, it went smoothly.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Totally makes sense.
Plus, we kind of had to make changes as we went because, like I said, some turned out a little bit tighter. The clearances were a little tighter. The one on the firewall's a lot different.
Yeah.
And so we would have been building this in CAD, drawing it, continually fixing it in CAD, continually cutting it. We would have went through way more material than we went through. That's it. I'm on board for that, and it all sounds bitchin', and it sounds like it would have made my life easier, especially when we were drilling and tapping. But again, clearance was the issue.
Yeah.
And the issue was so many changes. When you do something like that, you get the battery. Okay.
Yeah.
So you measure one side with the rail that you're going to be supporting everything from, and you think, okay, that's cool. Well, you better measure the other side because both rails weren't exactly the same. And on every battery, none of them were the same. Remember, we had to sand them all down. You saw. They were not, all of them were the same. So it would have been us going back into CAD, having them cut, calling the CNC guy, having them cut them out again. So that's why we went the way we did. It's an easy deal. If I need to fix it, if I need to make any cuts, I can do it. CAD is great for everything new. But I've also seen the other side of it to where if you're off one little measurement, you've just spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and
makes sense.
And it never seems to actually fit up like it does on the computer to the car. Two totally different things. Yeah. Well, why? I know why, but a lot of people always ask that question, why? And it's just because it's different. Actual is different from what happened originally. You know what I mean in this business.
Yeah.
So.